Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and I am very happy to say that GLCC Season 2 is finally underway. Week 1 games are being played left and right in the server, and for this video we are going to be playing our Week 1 game up against Life's Hell, coach of the Frozen Oshawotts and their monotype normal team. So with that in mind, you can see their team over there on the right, and they do have quite a little bit of offensive pressure, might I just say, for a monotype poison team. However, we do also have some means to beat down their team in the Sneasler, and so I think that overall this matchup is quite even. That being said, I think that I'm very scared of Meloetta in particular, since it's one of their faster attackers with the psychic type. There is also potential, of course, for the Terapagos to end up being a problem. That thing can run Rock Polish, Calm Mind, and Stored Power Sweep Me. There's also, of course, an entire Ursaluna Blood Moon there, which is not going to be easy to switch into due to its access to ground moves. And so overall, kind of a problematic lineup here that I'm going to have to deal with. There could also be some Farigiraf shenanigans. That Pokemon gets agility, so I'll have to keep that in mind too. However, to combat all of these threats, I do believe that we have a very good team on our end, and there's a lot of sets here that I'm very proud of. And so hopefully our heat is able to bring us over the finish line in this matchup. So starting off here, we have Super Mario Party, the Slowking Galar here, and this is actually an Expert Belt Slowking. Here we have Focus Blast and Psychic, as well as Toxic and Chilly Reception, two moves that you'll see on a more, I guess, traditional Slowking set. The reason why we're Expert Belt here, and the reason why we're also Zero Speed EVs, Zero Speed IVs as well, and Sassy Nature, which should lower speed, is because I am actually very scared of Trick Room. I think that maybe Trick Room on the Farigiraf and then you go into the Ursaluna Blood Moon could be quite devastating for my team indeed. And so the reason why we are so slow is because we're trying to be super duper fast in Trick Room if that goes up. We do have Focus Blast, which should OHKO with the Expert Belt damage. It should actually OHKO the Ursaluna Blood Moon, which is really good damage. Love to see it there. And then we do also have Psychic, just for some general damage. And yeah, that's the idea behind this Slowking set. A pretty cool one, might I say. But I think an even cooler set is our Pecharunt set. Here we have Among Us. Among Us is holding an air balloon. The idea behind the air balloon is due to Pecharunt's natural ghost typing, and then due to the air balloon will be immune to two types in normal and ground. And so I'm thinking that if this Regigigas comes, which it most likely will, and it's most likely it's also most likely going to Terra Poison. Hopefully it doesn't have knockoff or any other move like that. Hopefully it's like Rest Talk with Body Slam and then Earthquake or something like that. If it is, then this Pokemon is actually going to completely wall it. And so that's really good here from Pecharunt. I can also see this guy walling a potential Terapagos, though that guy does get a little bit more coverage that I'll have to be wary about. But if it is just Earth Power and then like Terra Starstorm, Rapid Spin, something like that, then I can actually wall that Pokemon too. Sadly, I won't be able to wall the Ursaluna Blood Moon due to its ability Mind's Eye, which is Keen Eye plus Scrappy, I believe, and since the Scrappy component is there, it's going to be able to hit its ghost types with Blood Moon and things like that. So a little bit unfortunate on that regard, but I think that given the right circumstances, this set can go absolutely crazy. We have Curse. Initially this was going to be a Mean Look Curse set. I think that could be quite cool, but overall, I feel like if my opponent realizes that he doesn't have an attack to touch me, he's just going to most likely switch out, and then if he's the last Mon remaining, then Mean Look doesn't mean anything anyways, so I instead opted for Parting Shot for a bit of momentum, as well as Recover to stay healthy, and then just Malignant Chain for some general damage, and who knows, maybe we'll get some lucky Toxic plus Confusion shenanigans as well. Never know. Thirdly, we have Rainbow Six Siege. This is our Sneasler here. Sneasler here is mainly here to just win the game. If I get a Swords Dance up, it's kind of just Jover, except for the Regigigas, right? The Regigigas is the main thing that's probably going to be slowing this Sneasler down, as it could Terra Poison, and then unfortunately my best move to hit it here is going to be Throat Chop for like, I think if I remember the calc, it does like 20 something, 30 something maybe, and that's like pretty bad damage, given that that thing could also just run Earthquake and immediately kill me, or it can Body Slam and paralyze me, and then that would also muck up my plans. So very, very unfortunate stuff there. But assuming that the Regigigas is dealt with, if we can get this Sneasler in a position to where it can set up a Swords Dance and then just start spamming close combat, I'll proc the White Herb, which will proc Unburden, and then I will be good to go. We do also have Taunt. Taunt is here in case of a potential Smeargle. A lot of Smeargle have been running Burning Bulwark lately. That's Gouging Fire's signature move. And so if I do see Smeargle on lead, I'm going to assume that it's also going to be clicking Sticky Webs, and so I'm going to try and taunt that because I am not bringing any removal this matchup. But in the event that it is Burning Bulwark, Taunt actually goes through Burning Bulwark. Burning Bulwark, as I recently relearned, only blocks damaging attacks. So things like Thunder Wave or I guess Toxic and Taunt too will go through Burning Bulwark actually, which is quite cool. So that's the idea behind Taunt. Next up, we do have our Quillfish here. Quillfish is here to be a defensive nuisance to the Meloetta and to the Farigiraf. We're mono Throat Chop for damage, but we are also going to be able to set up spikes to punish switch-ins, and then we also have Pain Split in order to stay alive, hopefully alongside the Eviolite. Haze is here in case we need to get rid of some stat boosts on something like a Terapagos that's trying to set up on us, or Calm Mind on that Blood Moon as well, since we'll be able to outspeed that guy in particular. That's probably the number one Haze victim on the team. And then you never know what else could set up on that team. There could be a bulk up Regigigas. I believe that guy gets bulk up, so you never know. You never know with this. Anyways, that's the idea behind that set. Just get some spikes up and then be a dark type. Second to lastly, excuse me, we have GeoGuessr, the Weezing here. We are Payapa Berry. That's a fun name to say, the Payapa Berry. In order to eat one psychic type hit, we have a lot of speed invested in this Weezing, and that is because we're hoping to speed creep a min speed Farigiraf. I believe that's the calc. And hopefully we'll be able to take it down with Destiny Bond. Destiny Bond is really, really big here. We can get rid of one painful Pokemon of our choosing. It could be the Farigiraf, like I said. It could be the Ursaluna Blood Moon. Personally, I'm hoping that it's the Ursaluna Blood Moon, but I don't know. Again, you never know what our opponent's going to cook here, and his team is quite slow, so I can definitely see this Weezing Destiny bonding away something like the Snorlax. I can also see it getting rid of other Pokemon as well. So that's kind of the idea behind all of the speed here. Outside of the speed, we just have our standard HP and defenses EVs here, alongside with Pain Split to stay alive, and then Clear Smog to get rid of setup, and Sludge Bomb just for some general damage here. Another thing that we can use this Weezing for is if the Terapagos is trying to stored power sweep us, we can go ahead and live one stored power with the Payapa Berry, and then go ahead and clear Smog and get rid of all of his boosts. So that could be a really nice way to shut down the Terapagos as it's trying to win. So yeah, hopefully this Weezing is going to put in some work. This is another set that I'm quite proud of. I think it's pretty good here. And obviously with Levitate, it's going to be immune to ground types as well. So you never know what this Weezing can do, and hopefully this set can make it do a lot. And then just to round the team out, we have Choice Specs, modest 252 special attack Iron Moth here. Maybe that's a little bit overkill, but I decided that I wanted some more damage and progress making Pokemon outside of just Sneasler. And so hopefully this guy is going to be doing a ton and a ton and a ton of damage to all of the opponent's Pokemon. I don't expect Blissey to come, but if it does, it will be unfortunately a pretty safe switch in into this Pokemon. Snorlax again could come. I don't expect it to be thick fat. I expect it to be immunity into my poison team. That would make a lot of sense. And so hopefully Overheat just does a crap ton to Snorlax anyways. Outside of that, we have Energy Ball and Sludge Wave for another stab. Sludge Wave just does immense damage to everything once again, even the psychic types. And then we do also have Dazzling Gleam. I was considering U-turn here just in case I need to get some momentum back and I can reveal what their switch into this guy might be. At the end of the day, I just decided to go for a whole bunch of coverage moves, and hopefully it doesn't end up messing me up without U-turn. So you never know though. This set could definitely put in a ton of work, given that it just does so much damage to everything, and so I'm excited to see if Iron Moth is going to pick up any KOs this game. But that is going to be the conclusion of our little team builder here for this game. Again, good luck, have fun to Life's Hell, our opponent on the opposite end of the battlefield, and I will see you shortly for the battle. Alright, you guys, it is now time for our week 1 battle up against Life's Hell. I do want to apologize. I'm not sure if I said this already in the video at this point, but I do want to apologize to Life's Hell because I accidentally sent him the invite to join the game 3 hours earlier than we had initially scheduled. We're 3 hours apart, and so we were supposed to play at 3 Pacific time, but instead I sent him the invite at 3 Eastern time, and he is graciously playing now anyways, even though we didn't schedule for this time. So I really appreciate him for being flexible and for allowing this game to go on. So yeah, once again though, with that out of the way, we see some interesting brings here. Meloetta I expected, no Farigiraf, Snorlax and Blissey are both here, so I could very well just get outstalled here. Iron Moth is not looking amazing anymore. The good news is there is no Smeargle, and so I'm okay with just going ahead and leading off with the Quillfish, and I'll try and get myself a Spike Up. That's going to be the plan. Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe lead overall. I'll have Sneasler in the back. And yeah, that should be good. Or maybe I could lead with Gloking. I'll just lead with this, and I'll try and get a Spike Up. Let's see. Okay, they go ahead and lead with Meloetta, so we do have a pretty nice lead matchup here. I'm just going to go ahead and click Spikes. I'm not too sure what they are going to click, and Hyper Voice would do a fair bit to me, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it looks like with the choice specs, it'll do up to 60. So I'm not too sure what I want to do here. I don't think that you would bring choice specs in this matchup, so I'm just going to go ahead and click a spike on the switch out, and we do just go ahead and see a U-turn. So that's pretty interesting that this actually has a U-turn. I didn't expect it to have momentum. I expected it to more so be like a setup sort of set, even maybe with Relic Song just to get that speed, or maybe Substitute, but I didn't expect U-turn, so it's interesting. This is probably going to be one of the main breakers for Life's Hell's team that we're going to need to watch out for. So we'll see what he decides to go into here. And it's going to be Blissey. Okay, so what can Blissey do here? I think that what I'd like to do is go for another spike. I don't really mind if this gets paralyzed, I don't think. Yeah, I don't really mind if this gets paralyzed because the Farigiraf isn't even here, so I'm not trying to really outspeed anything per se. What else does Blissey do? It sets up Stealth Rocks, which could be difficult for me to remove, and I'm okay with that, I think. Blissey does look like it also gets Psychic. I'm just noticing this now in the team builder, so that might be something that we'll have to watch out for, because last I checked, Blissey has like a somewhat decent special attack stat, and we're going to get up a spike and we see a Thunder Wave miss. Very unfortunate there, but at the same time I'm pretty okay with just stacking up spikes, as this is going to be putting stuff into range for Sneasler down the line, and we'll also get information on Terapagos if it is Rapid Spin. I'm probably, if I do see Terapagos, I'm probably just going to go hard out into my Among Us. Thunder Wave misses again. Jesus Christ, man. You can't make this up. That's crazy. This is why Blissey's a bad Pokemon, and I hate it a ton. So I'm sorry again to Life's Hell. This is really not going ideally for him. But again, I don't really need the speed on this Pokemon anymore, I don't think. It's mostly here to be a nuisance. Now I guess I can just go ahead and go for some damage. Terapagos does come in. We're going to break its Terra Shell, which is great. It's not Boots. Okay, and we do decent here. It's down to 63. It's down to 63, and so what it could be doing here is going ahead and going to click Earth Power or a move like that, or it could just be Rapid Spinning. I don't think it would necessarily click anything else in that position aside from maybe Terra Starstorm, but that's also a normal move, and this makes me want to go ahead and go into Pecharunt here. We reveal the balloon, Rapid Spin, we block. Leftovers are here on this Pokemon, and I'm now going to... What should I do? Should I scout for another move by going into Wheezing? I do know that Terapagos does not get any moves outside of Rest that are Psychic type, I'm pretty sure. The good news is we're just keeping these spikes on the field just by being here, and so I'm okay with doubling out into this guy because he should never do anything like that. Okay, and he sets up the rocks. Alright, that's pretty indicative that he didn't have anything to really hit us with, so I'm just going to go back, actually. I'm just going to go back, do a little bit of scouting, but that's okay. He Rapid Spins again, and now I think I can start going for Malignant Chains on this. We get the Toxic and the Confusion immediately, and it hits himself. I'm getting incredibly lucky this game. I'm getting super duper lucky this game. 2 Thunder Wave misses into an immediate Toxic and Confusion, and then he hits himself in Confusion. That's just about terrible, to be honest. I think that I'm gonna keep Malignant Chaining. We do see the Blissey come out now. Alright. This again could have a Psychic move, and so I'm okay with going out into Slowking here. But it's good to know that this completely walls his Terapagos here. We see the Thunder Wave. I'm okay, I think, with eating that on Slowking. Again, I just need to hit my moves, I think. Let's go ahead and... what should we do here? What should we do here? Should we just Chilly Reception out? I feel like this Blissey is just going to go ahead and click like Seismic Toss or another Thunder Wave. So I'm just going to Chilly Reception out. He Heal Belled. Okay. He Heal Belled, so Terapagos is now healthy again. And here I think that I can just go ahead and... how am I going to break this thing? That's a pretty decent question, actually, because... That is actually a pretty decent question. How am I going to break this thing? I think that I'm going to go here and just click Throat Chop again, since I've already revealed it. And then if I need to, I can just go ahead and Pain Split back up, since Blissey has tons of HP, and I'm sure he's going to be running Soft Boil as well. It's just a matter of getting Chip on some things before... Alright, Snorlax comes in, it's not Boots. Ooh. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, and now I'm tempted to go Wheezing. I could also just haze this off, but this is most likely going to be killing me, surely. Yeah, looks like Earthquake actually... Ooh, it's pretty close, actually. Depending on its nature, it could kill me here. But I am also just tempted to go out into Wheezing. I'm very tempted to go out into Wheezing, actually, here. And then, if I need to, I can just... If I need to, I can just click Destiny Bond or Clear Smog, because I should be faster than this. So let's just go ahead and go into Wheezing here. Interesting here from our opponent with the Lychee Berry tech. Pretty heat set, to be honest. It's putting me in an interesting spot here. I'm not sure if going to Wheezing is necessarily the best play, considering we do also let in stuff like Meloetta, and that could be bad. Ooh, and he rests. Okay, yikes. Interesting. So we'll see, I guess, if he is... Sleep Talk here. He's not. Okay, so we just have free damage here. That's great. And we do also remove the attack boost with the Clear Smog, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep clicking this. He's gonna wake up here, and he's gonna recycle. Aha! Now I see what we're doing here. I like that set. That's a really cool set, actually. That's a very cool set. Huh. I wonder what I'm supposed to do here then to break this. I think maybe what I do is I can wall this thing with Among Us, right? Because it's revealed... Oh, it's only revealed 2 moves. I thought it revealed 3 for some reason. So this thing could definitely be packing a Psychic type move here. I have plenty of PP on my moves, though, that I can simply just waste away, though. And so I'm just going to Clear Smog again. Or maybe I'll Sludge Bomb in case he switches. But we'll see if he decides to go into the PP stall war. The problem is that I believe Rest has a lot of PP. I believe it has 16. So it's going to take a long while to get rid of all of that PP. There's the Lychee Berry, and he reveals Zen Headbutt. Zen Headbutt at +1, let's see. Also, he missed again. That's absolutely crazy. Alright, so it looks like with the Papaya Berry intact, we live 1. And so what I think I need to do actually is... What I think I need to do actually is Clear Smog on the rest. And then eventually I can remove this guy with Destiny Bond, because this is going to be a pain for my team. I'm assuming the other move he's running is probably a normal move. Yeah, I'm just going to Clear Smog here just to get rid of that again. We get a crit. We're getting so lucky this game. We eat the berry. That's going to do like 0. So he's probably going to rest up now. In which case, I can Clear Smog again. He's going to rest. And now I'll Pain Split. Awesome, we're back to full. And now I'll just keep Clear Smogging. And he should never kill me in 1, even at +1. If he recycles his berry once he wakes up. So let's see here. He goes ahead and recycles his berry. I'm going to go ahead and click this, and it should proc his berry, and he should never kill us here. And then we'll Destiny Bond the turn after. Yeah. This is a pretty interesting standoff here, though. We've been here for quite a couple of turns already. And we've only burned 2 rests, unfortunately. So maybe I can't win this PP stall war like I thought I could. But hopefully, eventually, we get him to bait us. We manage to bait him into killing us, and we can go ahead and click Destiny Bond and just trade, which could be ideal. As much as I would like to keep the Destiny Bond around for Ursaluna, just removing this guy is probably going to be really nice, because this set is super heat from my opponent, and I'd like to remove it. Long story short, I'd like to get it out. Alright, he gets his attack buff, and now I think I Destiny Bond, and he should just attack me again, right? Nice. Nice, okay, and he hits. Okay, so it's a double KO now. So we get rid of that annoying set, and we trade 1 for 1. I think that this is a win in our favor, because Snorlax is pretty annoying overall for the team. Having immunity as an ability, as well as just having that really well-cooked set from Life's Hell, our opponent here. I think that I can just go out into Quillfish here, Star Wars Battlefront 2. If you can't tell, these names are all themed after video games that I've raged at. And yes, I've raged at quite a variety of games. I've raged at GeoGuessr. Me and Estonia have beef right now, that's all I'm gonna say. But I think that I can just go out into Quillfish here. I'll fish for an Intimidate. And then worst comes to worst, I guess that I can go, okay, slow starts here. We get the Intimidate off as well. And so I'm thinking that right now what I'm gonna do is go immediately into Among Us and just hope that he doesn't have a move like knockoff or anything like that. Should I risk it actually? Should I risk it? Let's see. I'm gonna try and get some info on this set actually. I'm gonna Throat Chop for some damage. We see the Terra Poison, we expected that this game. He does have knockoff, dang, that sucks. Okay, that's actually quite bad. I'm gonna Throat Chop again though. That's unfortunate that he has knockoff, so we unfortunately can't wall this guy with Petrarunt, which I'm glad I didn't go to it. Ursaluna Blood Moon comes out, it takes spikes damage, we Throat Chop, so if that thing is hyper voicing, then that also won't be affecting us here. And then here what I'm going to do is just Throat Chop again for some more damage. A lot of stuff is getting into Sneasler +2 range. I'd like to get a little bit more damage on the Regigigas, but these 3 spikes are huge. Yeah, I'm thinking that it's almost time for Sneasler to just go crazy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click Throat Chop once more and go for some more damage. We see Calm Mind, so now we Haze. He might Moonlight here, in which case we Pain Split. He Calm Minds again, we're gonna Haze again. Maybe he kills us, no. Now we're gonna Pain Split and get our damage right back. Go pretty much back up to full. He Earth Powers and he kills us, that's okay. So now what I can do is pressure him out with this guy, right? Or also he has, or no, I can't wall this with Petrarunt because of Mind's Eye, so I'm gonna go into Iron Moth here. I think that he does just go ahead and immediately go into the Blissey. Should I make the play then and just go ahead and go into Glow King on the Blissey? I think that might be my play, to be honest. Because this should force this out. Yeah, this should definitely force this out, I'm pretty sure. Like, even if I wasn't Specs, this is going to be doing just a ton of damage, and it should pick up a kill regardless with Energy Ball, unless he has a fair bit of a special defense investment. But I don't really know what's stopping me from just clicking it anyways and then going into Glow King the next turn on Blissey. Yeah, so we do see Blissey come out. That's going to do absolutely 0. We get some more chip from the spikes. I'll just go ahead and go out here now. Maybe they click Soft Boiled here. Nope, they just go ahead and Thunder Wave again. And now what I think I'm going to do is just go ahead and Chilly Reception out. They Psychic me here. Ooh, they have Psychic. Okay, let's calc Psychic into Sneasler. Yeah, it looks like Psychic actually does in fact take out Sneasler, and so I can't set up a Swords Dance on this guy, unfortunately. Darn, okay, so this means I think that this Blissey is going to not be what I set up on. So then what do I set up on? This is getting a little bit hairy, to be honest here. Let's go ahead and just click Focus Blast, I guess. I think that's gonna be the strongest move I can offer. Maybe I just Toxic it and force it to Heal Bell for forever. That could also be a angle that I approach from. Yeah, Focus Blast does like 23 if it hits by the looks of things. And this is not fully invested, but I am just going to go ahead and Toxic here. That's fine now if they Heal Bell. Yeah, we're just forcing them to Heal Bell here, and I can go ahead and click Focus Blast. Eventually, I think I'm gonna have to leave. Okay, they Natural Cure out. Alright, so now This guy's in. It would have been cool if we psychicked there, to be honest. It would have been real cool. But I can actually go ahead and... should I psychic this now, actually? This could be a play that I make, maybe. They are going to, unfortunately, knock off my expert belt, which is a little bit bad. But I can't really afford to lose my item on anything else, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and claim my kill. They should, oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, it's not fine, I lied, it's so not fine. Oh, it's so not fine. It's about time the bad luck started to appear on my side, though, so I can't really be too mad about that. There's the knockoff. It's going to do a lot of damage here. We're gonna psychic now, and then the question is, do I need this Slowking around anymore? I'm kind of thinking that I might, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, I mean, how long does slow start last? It lasts for like 5 turns, so I can actually just go ahead, I think, and kill this thing with Sneasler as I'm trying to set up, right? Oh, we lived. Wow, that's crazy. That might have been a really low roll. I'm not too sure on the roll with that, and we did get a crit in return. Okay, he's gonna go for the rapid spin here, so we have to go Among Us. Gravity. What is he cooking? What is he cooking, man? I am very confused by this now. I'm assuming... Wow, this is really, really cool. I'm assuming now that he can go ahead and click a ground move, right? That's really cool tech, actually, from our opponent. That's very, very cool tech. I wonder if I just ever click Parting Shot. Actually, I don't think Earth Power should be doing that much to us, which is interesting here. So I guess what I can do is go ahead and click Recover, and I should get HP back, and I can just scout their moveset, right? Yeah, that does nothing. Okay, so we do unfortunately lose our balloon here, but the good news is we can now just go ahead and Malignant Chain twice, and it should kill this Pokemon. There's the crit, unfortunately, but I can just go ahead and recover off. Oh, and there's the drop. Okay, so now, unfortunately, we're not going to be gaining HP back. Interesting. So then the question is, do I sack off maybe... Do I maybe sack off the Super Mario? I think I Parting Shot here then, and I can go ahead and go into here. And hopefully this dies. It doesn't quite die. I was hoping to use this weakened Terapagos as setup fodder for Sneasler. I am going to... I either Toxic or I Chili here, like 100%. I'm pretty sure. Was there ever a world where I Focus Blast? I'm just gonna click this. Okay, he Rapid Spins. So now I think I do go ahead and go Sneasler. And I Swords Dance. Earth Power does minimal damage to us, and now I can go ahead, I believe, and CC. This should die, and we should get our Unburden, and now we're in a really good position here. We're in a very, very good position here. Blissey comes in. Blissey comes in. Do I want to calc this thing's damage? I forgot this was actually so healthy. I thought it was a lot weaker. So this could actually be bad on my part here. I mean, I think that close combat should just kill, right? I mean, this is +2 Sneasler we're talking about here. Come on, drop. All right, nice. Okay, then I think that we do win this game. Meloetta. I think I Throat Chop this. Nice. Okay. And then it's just down to Blood Moon, and I think I can win this exchange here. All right, good. Oh my gosh, I got so lucky throughout all of that game. GG's to my opponent. Sorry about that luck, man. Yeah, that was a crazy game for just the absolute amount of hacks involved. So I feel quite bad for Life's Hell here. They graciously again played at a time that was convenient for me and not convenient for them. And instead of being grateful in game, I ended up just haxing the hell out of them, which is unfortunate to say the least. So I'm really sorry about that, Life's Hell, if you go ahead and watch this video. But fortunately for us, the Sneasler game plan did end up working out in the end. I think the Petulant set actually did put him in a pickle, which was good. I was very intrigued by some of his sets though, like the Snorlax. That Snorlax was putting in work, and then as soon as Terapagos set up Gravity, wow, that's really good prep on my opponent's part. And again, I'm just sorry that we weren't able to play at a time that was convenient for them. But the Seattle Slashers are going to move up to 1-0 on the season after this 3-0 victory over Life's Hell. GG's once again, and I will see you guys in the next section. Alright you guys, welcome to the breakdown section here in the video. That was a really intense game, very well fought from Life's Hell, and they played it on mobile because of the time inconveniences that we had. So props to them for really doing quite well. They had me in a box throughout that mid game in particular, and I was pretty afraid that I would actually lose to the setup Ursaluna after my Quillfish and my Weezing, which had Clear Smog and Haze, after both of those guys ended up going down. So I was quite worried about that, but fortunately the Sneasler was able to pop off towards the end there, and we will go ahead and just start the replay. Roll in here, go ahead and lead off with our fish. We're going to see a switch out here, and we go ahead and just get up lots of spikes. You'll notice here that 2 Thunder Waves got missed, and as a result, Terapagos is going to come in. It's going to try and spin, and we just go into the Petulant in order to block. So good start so far for us. We're definitely in a commanding position here with all of these entry hazards up. However, they end up getting their own rocks up as I scout for a move that can hit Petulant. And so now that I know that they don't have anything, I just go back and they try and spin once more. So still in a pretty good position here, especially now that we're going to have the Terapagos hit itself in confusion. I'm very curious, to be completely honest, just how lucky I got throughout this game. If anyone's willing to do the math, then go ahead and leave a comment on the video, and I'll probably pin it, just because I'm super curious. I've never been quite this lucky before, and I feel quite bad about it. So there was a ton of things that just ended up going my way throughout this early and middle game that really shifted the tide for an end game that allowed Sneasler to put in the finest. And now we see Alex. Alex has a really cool set. This Snorlax has the Lychee Berry here, and so it's going to raise its attack. And then we also do have Rest without Sleep Talk, unfortunately, and so these turns he's just going to be going ahead and burning off these sleep turns while I get some free damage here. However, I end up realizing that I can't exactly win this exchange once it reveals Recycle, and so eventually here we see Zen Headbutt, and then I Destiny Bond on the next Zen Headbutt here. And this was actually a pretty pivotal turn. Me and Life's Hell talked after the battle, as the coaches usually do, and he was debating clicking Recycle in this position, which would have been particularly bad for me, obviously because I would have revealed Destiny Bond, and then that would have completely messed my game up. He would have gone for the PP stall angle, and he would have won it, simply because I don't have enough PP on this Weezing in order to stall out a rest every 3 turns potentially. That's pretty bad, position to be in if he decides to not click Zen Headbutt there, or if that Zen Headbutt missed. There was also a Zen Headbutt that missed earlier. I'm pretty sure, oops, messed up my my screen there. Let me make sure that everything's okay. And something like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. There we go. Continue on here. We see the Quillfish come in. Here's the Regigigas. I correctly predicted the Terra Poison instead of, well, I mean, the other option is Terra Fairy. Obviously, that's not going to happen into a monotype poison team here. We get our Eviolite removed, unfortunately, and this reveals knockoff, which means that Pecharunt can't wall it, unfortunately. And so I start to value Pecharunt a little bit less in this matchup, as it only seems to wall the Terapagos. But here, this reveals to be a Calm Mindset. Let's just go ahead and haze these away. Haze away the boosts, and now he's going to Moonlight, and we're going to siphon that, and we're going to get our chip on the bear here as he goes ahead and takes us out. Since we don't have that Eviolite, there's no world where we're living that. And now Iron Moth comes in. It's going to pressure the Blissey to come in. I probably should have just clicked Overheat in this position. That would have done more damage to Blissey, and in the long run that probably would have been nice, just to make sure that it didn't have a single roll for the Sneasler before an SD. But at the time I was pretty much content to just reveal Energy Ball there. And now we're going to go in another epic 1v1 of death as Sneasler faces off against, or rather, I'm sorry, this is not Sneasler. This is Slowking. It's going to face off against the Blissey here. And we see the substitute here. This was pretty bad for me, this paralysis here. But we end up breaking through, and we're going to go ahead and break the sub. And now we live on just a measly 3 HP, and we take out the Regigigas, and that is pretty much the last thing that's stopping Sneasler from just winning the game, was the Terra Poison Regigigas. I was worried that this would potentially be a rest set. If this was rest, then that would have been quite bad for me, because it would go all the way back up to full, and then I don't think Sneasler would win. But since it was low and now it's actually dead, Sneasler can certainly clean up this endgame here if it gets a Swords Dance up. And so with that in mind here, switch into Pecharunt to try and wall, but Gravity gets set up, which is a really cool set again by my opponent here. And we end up seeing the Earth Power come out, and I try and just go ahead and stall them out here, but we see a crit on that one, and this one gets the drop, which was unfortunate. And in this position I realized that this Terapagos isn't actually doing that much damage to my guys here, and so what I do instead is I decide to Parting Shot out, and I set myself up for the end game here. We see the Rapid Spin. It's going to get rid of all of these spikes, but that's okay because everything is already in range for the Sneasler. Again, especially now that this is at -1 special attack, this is going to be doing no damage to my Sneasler. This is uninvested defenses Sneasler, by the way. This is pretty much just a little bit of HP plus speed and attack, and it's just going to clean up the end game. Drop 1, drop 2, and drop 3. So there you go. Sneasler is going to take the final, I believe it was 4 kills on this matchup. But again, very, very well played to my opponent. I really respect their ability to build because Gravity ended up working out immensely. And then this Snorlax set, again, had they not clicked Zen Headbutt on the turn that I Destiny Bonded, that would have been really, really, really bad for me. So, yeah, really, really creative builder on my opponent's part. So with that being said, once again, sorry to Life's Hell for the scheduling issues and about all of the hacks throughout, especially that early game. That was really, really brutal. I think that maybe towards the end it might have balanced out a little bit, but ultimately the damage had already been done. And so I just wanted to apologize for that one last time. And with that, your Seattle Slashers once again moved on to 1-0 in GLCC Season 2 so far. So, a good start to the season, and I will see you guys next week. Until then, go Seattle Slashers.